as a program. Well, there's the red flag for the grand final. That means that we've got to start. The rowers typically don't wait for the sound because, as we all know, the speed of light is much greater than the speed of sound. So when the starter says go, you probably have already seen that red flag move, and if your reflexes are really good, you've got the jump on the field.
And that's also one of the other things that the athletes train for is go with the drop of the flag. The sound comes with the flag, but when they see the flag dropped, that's really the go time signal. Not when your coxswain says to go. It's really just go with the flag and trust that every other athlete in the boat is also going to go with the flag with you.
I'm going to say Trinity's going the hardest because they've got a lead right now. They're at 39 strokes a minute, 300 meters into the course. They're taking a little bit of a long start. It's benefiting them. They've definitely got maybe 3 seats on the field already. Bates is right there in second with Tufts. Bates and Tufts fighting for second. I'm going to say Tufts has about a deck over Bates. And then Bates back to fourth is Wesleyan, and Wesleyan ahead of Smith, and then Williams. And it's still really close.
Yeah.
Not even a length, not even a full length, maybe a full length back to sixth. But wow,
still,
what a start by Trinity.
But it does look like Tufts is trying to overtake Trinity here. And, you know, the Tufts Jumbos all season long and last season as well, really developing their program here. And through that 500-meter mark, I think it looks like Tufts' bow ball is just ahead of that Trinity bow ball.
That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, Bates on the far side of lane 1 on the right of the screen. They're kind of trailing the rest of the field right now. I wouldn't count them out by any means here, because there is much race course left to go, but they're not up at the lead with Trinity and Tufts as we would be accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, Tufts was second here in challenging headwind conditions at the NERC, the New England Rowing Championships, in the varsity event. And I don't remember. No, they didn't even have the second varsity because they had to cancel those. The wind got so scrambled. Meanwhile, Trinity has had a higher ranking nationally in the coaches' polls, which I assume takes into account the varsity position as well. So not unusual to see these two fighting it out because they occupy 2 of the top positions in everyone's mind and today in everyone's view.
Yeah, and this Tufts boat is moving really well, and every stroke they're just putting just a little bit of more separation between themselves, their bow ball, and the Trinity bow ball. So Tufts really starting to lead this race here.
Yeah, Trinity invested an awful lot in their of energy in their start, and they showed great courage to really go out and attack. I think they probably knew that Tufts was going to be a lot of competition, and Tufts settled in and started to take command pretty early.
And Tufts is holding on to that command really well. They're carrying themselves really well. Their rowing is quite lovely to watch here as we get this nice drone footage of their crew. And their program is one of the most respected D3 programs here on the East Coast.
Yeah, they've been third, as high as third in the national ranking this year as a team. I'm not sure what's being ranked when those polls come out, but it's clear that everybody has a lot of respect for their program. They've got almost a length now on Trinity, and this is the third 500, so Trinity's going to have to make a move if they want to stay in contention. You can't let your opposition get open water and feel very good about it.
Yeah, and this is the grand finals, so there are medals on the line, gold, silver, and bronze. Right now, gold's looking like it will be Tufts to take home. Silver right now looks like it'll go to Trinity, and bronze is looking a little murky. There's a lot of crews in contention here. On the right side of that screen, we have Wesleyan, we have Smith, and we have Williams, and they're all really closely matched. Bates on the left side looks a little bit behind those other 3 crews, but this is going to be tight down to the line.
Well, Trinity has to be feeling a little bit of heat from Wesleyan, and probably also Bates over there on the other side of them. So they're going to have to respond. And if they need any motivation to try to stay with Tufts, other than the fact that they'd like to win, holding on to that second place is going to be quite motivating at this point. The conditions here in the last 500 are pretty smooth for a good sprint. So a crew who's developed a good sprinting technology as well as the psychology of attacking the end of the race is going to do pretty well in these conditions.
Absolutely. And, Tufts is maintaining their lead here. Nobody's really moved up on them much in the last couple hundred meters or so. And it's really the race for second and third that is yet to be decided. And I think it's going to come down to that sprint. It's going to come down to those last 30 strokes. How good is the quality of your rowing when you're tired and you're fatigued and you're still trying to give all you possibly can to get that boat's bow ball ahead of another's?
Yeah, Wesleyan's looking pretty good over there in the far lane. I think that's an interesting piece. Tufts took control with the body in the middle. The body of their race was just superior, and they're still holding on to very good technique. Wesleyan overtaking Trinity trying to hold on. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a bow ball kind of decision at the end. Trinity upping their game right at the end to try to get back on Wesleyan, not let them go by. That's going to go to the photo for sure.
Absolutely. You can see how tight that is between those two.
Tufts by 3/4 of a length, but who knows for second.